Right.
The pathway that's
The sky has opened up, letting the light shine right on through my window.
this area is where
Lying in my bed, wondering if I should get up and maybe feel the wind blow.
Well, if we're not in the dream
World just seems so cold to think of how the day could wind up ending badly.
Well, quotes mean
All of my bad thoughts.
The quote is, you have to be 100% close.
Oh my god! I'm like, ah!
Cameron's good looking in the morning.
Stop the soul.
Yeah, this is
I'm Alex. I am the wizard of the group and group mom.
Backflip is acrobatics.
So what?
Oh, drop the die. The 3d8 damage that specifies.
And what does that mean?
Okay.
You mark off 100.
Hi, I'm Taylor. I play a paladin and wild magic sorcerer. So I kind of am the wild card. I always cause everything to go awry.
Hey, fucking.
Nirvana. They don't have any Nirvana. They have it in the city, which is out in the middle, basically pretty far from any other city. So you meet somebody, not likely that anyone else is going to stop by and help.
Did we decide to dress like
Is
the
this a
locals?
thing, or is this just a fling?
I'm Quentin. I'm a druid. I'm the murderer and thief.
No, more secret tunnel.
Okay, so we can get in there and we can use that later. We need to get to the other city. We can use that later to raid that place.
So you want to actively search for the coin?
Yeah, we need to actively search for the coin first because we don't know what that new one might be powerful.
Honestly, though, you should set it up with your gala for work. It is the same.
Bro, you just.
I'm just looking up.
My name is Xander. I'm the DM. Fuck, what else am I saying?
That's your class and roll.
Yeah, well, my class is DM, and my role is DM, and I fuck shit up.
I'm Colton. I play a monk, and I'm the dickhead of the group and the proud father of a dragon.
Definitely one of the most appealing things that I saw in D&D when I first heard about it was the fact that I knew nothing about it. It was like going. It's almost like if you you know, kind of like the same reason that people get into playing guitar or playing video games or doing anything really that you know nothing about. It's this whole other thing that you can experience. You don't know anything. It's like a whole other world to explore with all these different things, like these different pieces of lore and story and all sorts of other bullshit nonsense.
When I first started D&D, I was actually 13 or so, because I am of the age where D&D was introduced, so I'm first generation D&D player. Everything was cool. It was creating your own story. It was just getting to delve into that fantasy land that you don't, modern day mundane bullcrap used to do. It was cool.
When I first learned of D&D, the most appealing thing was probably just hanging out with my friends, having a good time, and the least appealing was honestly the role play, because I don't really get into that. I'm pretty monotone and don't get into my emotions.
The most appealing would be the creative aspect that you can have towards D&D. Be the various positions you could take up and excel in.
You need to level up then.
Colton, you gotta.
Has D&D impacted you positively in your life outside of the game, and how?
Outside of the game, it's impacted my creativeness. I do a lot of artwork, has to do with terrain building, and D&D has been a great inspiration and a great tool to have. Basically creating and coming up with things, it gives me a lot of inspiration, whether it be from source material that's already part of worlds that people have created, or my own ideas that I put into my own gameplay.
D&D has definitely impacted me in a positive way. It's kind of helped me come out of my shell. I don't like to say that I have a shell, but sometimes, you know, everybody has their own little shell, their own little comfort zone, and breaking out of that and having a D&D group that you can just be weird with, be stupid, be crazy, be weird or psychotic in any way you want. You can do whatever you want. You can be yourself. And I think breaking out of that shell with the D&D as a catalyst for that, as it's really good for people psychologically, emotionally, mentally, in all sorts of ways.
What's one of the best ways to enjoy D&D?
With homies.
And it's max in poison. I keep saying bad because I don't get it.
So overshadowed didn't you?
My bonus action to attack again. Right. Wake up everybody and then turn back to myself.
Definitely, one of the things that was not appealing was this stigma, this kind of fog that is around D&D as a whole. It's funny because, you know, you hear about it at times, like, you know, in passing, like, oh, Dungeons and Dragons. Like if you're watching, I don't know, Big Bang Theory or something, you see it or hear about it, and you're like, oh, that's just funny nerd shit. Like, you know, it's silly, like a kid game or whatever. And so I kind of went into it still with that stigma in my mind a little bit.
That it's more of a kid's game?
It's like a kid's game, or like a nerdy thing that, you know, people dress up in wizard outfits and they go and do funny voices and stuff, and that's like that's what it is. But when you know, obviously when you get down to it and you find a group that you actually can vibe with, it doesn't have to be that. You can make it whatever you want. So that's why, I guess, going back to the original question, what is so appealing about it is you can make it whatever you want. So like for us, it's we get together, we drink beer or smoke weed and and dick around for a few hours.
What helps you get into character?
Well, since I'm not really having to get into the character, just being myself, that's it. I mean, I just walk and sit down and I'm me. So, you know, and it's fun because I'm seeing my fellow players, my kids, doing things they wouldn't normally do in real life, and I still get to be the mom and say, you know, check yourself, you know, or do you really want to do this kind of a thing? So
You still really are their mom,
yeah,
even
so
in game.
I like playing the mom of the group outside of the D&D and inside the D&D.
What kind of person do you think would benefit most from playing D&D?
Introverted people, which is what I am. This is very uncomfortable. So, kind of doing this and getting out and with a group of people, like-minded people that want to play this, it helps you to be a little bit more confident in yourself and get to know people better. And normally an introvert doesn't. They stay back and, you know, they watch more than they participate. And this is fun to be able to participate in this.
How I get into character is I act like my most basic self, especially with the session and the campaign that we're doing. Playing ourselves is probably one of the best routes you can take, especially for newcomers to D&D. Like, playing yourself is one of the best things you can do. Because in real life, I'm not this selfish asshole who is only out to make money and get special stuff, you know? But in game, anything goes. So you just have to you have to break away from yourself. Just let your mind go wild. best way to enjoy D&D is with people you get along with well. It's fine if you want to, you know, if you feel like I want to get into this but I don't know anybody, go find a group. You can do that. But if you can convince like 3 or even 4, even 2 of your friends, like if it's just the 3 of you, anything works. But like if you can convince them, let's do a session of D&D, let's try it out. You're learning it, especially if nobody knows what they're doing. Everybody's learning that together. It's a really good bonding experience with friends or family. You could do it with whoever you want, but do it with people that you enjoy being around.